and that old Irish song's calling me back to my home, where once again we'll sing along to an old Irish song. I see the mountains, the valleys, the green fields below me. I walk the highways, the byways, the old people show me. I hear the songbirds, remember the soft words we spoke after dark in the glen. I hear you calling me, your songs recalling me back to those days again. Sing me an old Irish song, bring back the dreams that have gone. Sing me a love once so strong, bring me the days when we were young and true, and I love you, and that old Irish song's calling me back to my home, where once again we'll sing along to an old Irish song. I remember the old days, how I loved the old ways of living. There was more sharing, caring, more loving, more giving. How times have changed, life's been all disarranged since summers we laughed in the rain. But I hear you calling me, your songs recalling me back to those days again. Sing me an old Irish song.
Before we start today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make welcome some viewers on live stream who are watching from probably the other side of the world, and I refer to Bertram, Elfrida and family, and Daniel, and even though they are not with us personally today, I know that they share your sorrow and would be sending condolences, of course. So, yes. So, and of course, everybody else who is looking in on live stream who can't be with us today for a variety of reasons, welcome to the service today. And yes, it's a sad time for many people. So officially it's good afternoon and welcome to you all as we meet to honour the life of Mrs. Shirley Doreen Bischof. My name is Dudley Corbett. I am indeed honoured to be invited by the family to lead today's service, farewell service for Shirley, and to join with you in expressing our thanks for her life, to say goodbye to her and to support each other in the loss of a much-loved lady. Shirley would not have wanted you to be sad, but for each of you to smile and remember the great times which you all shared together. Please feel free to continue in sharing this time of remembrance over some light refreshments here at Parkside after the conclusion of the service of the day after the interment. Now, the Shirley that I knew would not have wanted a great big fuss made today. I'm sure she would have said, "Now don't go on too long, Dudley. Make things short and sweet, but tell my family and friends to move on and to make the most of their time." Shirley, as we said earlier, wouldn't want you to be sad, but she would be so thankful that you good people here today meant so much to her. You will all have and hold dear many special memories of this special lady, and those memories will stay with you forever, and we will always treasure Shirley's lasting legacy. Nothing can now detract from all that you have shared with Shirley. Nothing can now affect the great happiness that she herself knew, and the past, with all its meaning, is sacred. It is also secure, and your love for Shirley and her love for you, her family and friends, can never be altered by time or by circumstance. So hold your loved ones close today and whisper in their ear. Tell them how much you love them and that you'll always hold them dear. Take time to say, "I'm sorry, please forgive me," or "It's okay." And if tomorrow never comes, you'll have no regrets about today. We're going to be blessed very shortly with some very eminent speakers, but before I call on those good people, I have some wonderful stories about Shirley that I'd like to share with you, and in collaboration with the family. You will all have your own memories, as we said earlier, but perhaps this might jog a memory or two as we go back a little in Shirley's life. Shirley was born in Queenstown on the 3rd of August 1936. She was the only child to Bert and Thelma Monks. Shirley attended school in Queenstown, where she excelled in her education and was invited away to pursue a career in teaching. But Shirley's parents couldn't come to terms of their only daughter leaving the family home, so she then chose to seek employment in retail, and this is when she met Neville. After a courtship with Neville, they married and started their family of 4, with Wayne, deceased, being the first son, followed by Bruce, deceased, then a daughter, Mary, and lastly Robert, and then their family was complete. Some 3 years after their partnership grew apart, it was then, through mutual friends, that Shirley and Riney met. That's when they both knew they were destined to be together, with over 49 years of marriage, until the sudden passing of Riney in 2013. Shirley and Riney were married in Burnie on the 26th of December 1966 and resided in Burnie from then on. Shirley was a stay-at-home mum where she made sure her family were well looked after. Mary and Robert attended the Montello Primary School, and this is where Shirley's commitment started in the Mothers Club for that school, which led into the involvement of West Park School, where Bruce attended. Once Shirley's children began high school, she started relief work as a cleaner at West Park School, and this led to full-time employment at Burnie High School. This lady, I don't know how she fitted so much into so many days, but she was busy all right. She never stayed still for very long. West Park School persuaded Shirley to come back and work for them, and this is where she remained until her retirement. Throughout Shirley's time at West Park School, she became a very valuable employee. She not only dedicated herself to her job, but she organised lunches for the staff, dance socials for the students, as well as many respite trips to the family shack at Detention River. Shirley would always be organising some kind of fundraiser to help the students in their education. She loved each and every one dearly, and I'm without no doubt whatsoever that each of those children loved Shirley dearly. She'd have left a big impact on them. But she did say at one stage that she got more from the kids than she ever gave. So that's the type of person she was. Everyone knew that Shirley liked to entertain, whether it be at the shack, at Mace Street or Ridgely. Shirley welcomed everybody as family, and her culinary skills were sampled and well received. Speaking of that, I digress for a minute. When Robert and I were employed at Fitzgerald some years ago, Shirley used to bring in a box of goodies for Robert and leave them with me. Would you please pass those on to Robert, and if you think there's too much in there, well, you help yourself. And I had to sample it all before I gave it to Robert, just to make sure that he got the right amount and not too much. She was a good lady to me, and yeah, we quite often enjoyed the cooking and the chocolate cake and goodness knows what else found its way into that lunchbox. Rob didn't get it all, I can tell you. Shirley's enjoyment in life was knitting, and not only did her family and friends model these items, she further grew them into snowmen, into football mascots, and many fun toys, big or small. And as you can see, she was a dyed-in-the-wool Saints supporter. Shirley and Riney enjoyed many trips away together, whether it be overseas to Riney's family or up and down the south and the east coast of Australia, even their own state. And they would just pack up the van and away they would go. Shirley's green thumb was visible in the family homes, King Proteas being one of her favourites. It was one day known that Riney's highway goat had found its way into her beloved flower garden. Well, we all know what a highway goat would do to a flower garden, and I am told that Riney wasn't quite the flavour of the month for some time. Shirley was not only proud of her family, she was devoted to them all. Shirley was a beloved nan to her grandchildren Jason, Gary deceased, Amanda, Marissa, Barbara, Rachel deceased, Thomas and Daniel. and Nanny B to her great-grandchildren, Kira, Zach, Bridie, Ryan, Samuel, Hamish, Jessica and David. But there's more. A great-great-grandmother to Ari and to Paisley. Shirley has certainly had an enjoyable, enriched and fulfilled 86 years with her family and many of her friends. Everyone here today certainly has got a story to tell of such a well-respected and cherished lady that she was. And Shirley will be so sadly missed by all who were lucky enough to know her. And so say all of us. Yes, you certainly will miss our dear Shirley. Now, we have some people to share a story or two with us, and first of all I'd like to call on Marissa, and I think Marissa's got something to offer and be part of today's farewell for Nan. There you are, lady. It's all yours.
Bertram, Rainie's son, sends his sincere condolences. For him, Shirley was the ideal wife for his father. She gave him the happy life that other people could only dream about. Whether it was setting up a shack or getting Shetland ponies, she not only accepted it, she helped and supported Rainie, and she enjoyed seeing him happy. Whenever I was there, I always felt most welcome, and Shirley went out of her way to make my visit pleasant. She was such a nice lady. I will always keep Shirley in my thoughts. May she rest in peace. These words have been sent from Barbara. To me, Shirley was such a cherished woman. She always made us feel loved unconditionally, even before she had met us. To me, that has been such a warm feeling. She shared her family with us despite the distance. We never felt like outcasts. I will remember her forever and hope I will be able to pass the love on. Amanda, Daniel and I have many fond and wonderful memories of our Nan. Much of our childhood was spent with Nan and Pop at the shack or at 49 Mace Street. We were always known, being that Nan and Pop only lived around the corner, that we could often run around as fast as we could to raid Nan's lolly jar and Pop's chocolates. Even if they weren't home, we knew where the key was hidden to let ourselves in. I would often sit on the path picking the peas in a pot and eating more than I should have been. Nan would come out and say, "Don't eat too much, Rissa, or you won't eat your tea." Or, "Is there any peas left for tea?" Daniel's memories of Mace Street were sitting on the step from the kitchen to the lounge room, playing with his matchbox cars. Nan and Daniel would have them spread out everywhere. Our time spent at the shack is where most of our memories are. We spent most weekends and school holidays there. We would spend our time outside playing and swimming, and Nan would always make sure we had plenty of food and drinks to keep us going. Nan was very strict with us doing our bit to help. We remember having to help carry what felt like 1,000 plates, bowls and cutlery down to the barbecue area. but we always made sure we helped Nan while Pop cooked the barbecue. As we got older, our trips to the shack turned into day trips. It was forgotten that we really should have packed our bathers just in case we did randomly decide to go swimming. Thanks to Nan and Pop, their bathers were always there as a backup, so off we would go in Nan and Pop's swimwear. There are so many outings, holidays and memories to treasure, thanks to Nan. Your kind, caring, giving and family values will forever be instilled in us. We are so blessed that we got you as our Nan. You will be forever missed and loved dearly.
Thank you for that effort from our beloved and much loved granddaughter. And I'd now like to call on Mr. Robert Alfred Walter George Turley. Yeah, Rob. Shirley's son, as you would all know. You'll stay there? Yeah, oh, please do. Yes. Everyone deserves to have a good look at you.
Oh, jeez, they all want to lock me up. On behalf of Leanne, myself, Mary and Trevor, and all you people for turning up, it's good to see so many people here. Bevan, White Road, me and Em's been for so long. For you people to turn up and be here with Mum, thanks so much.
Yeah, good on you, Rob. Once again, a very emotional time for family members, and they do an amazing job to get up here and to share their sorrow with us, and they do a wonderful job. And last but by no means least, I'd like to call on Jan Weeks to come forward as well, and I know that Jan has something of great interest to tell us also. And bringing the back up, what a good idea. It's all yours, Jan.
Thank you. For all of you that don't know who I am, I'm Jan. This is my husband John, and my very dear friends Mary and Trevor. I've known them most of my life. And I feel very honoured that Mary's asked me to read this today to you all. Our mothers nurture us when we are small, comfort and guide us as we grow tall. Teenage years are the challenging ones as we think we know and can do it all. Mum is there with her unwavering love, letting us find out for ourselves as we grow. Then we become parents and realise what a mother really is, what values she has taught us about life experiences and what will be ahead of us. Always there to listen and help her family, her love is gold. Your journey of life has ended, but now you are forever with your true love and best friend Riney and your sons Wayne and Bruce. Till we are all together again, you'll be with me every day. Thank you for being my mum. I will miss you and love you always. Your daughter, Mary.
Good. Yes, and thank you, Jan, as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for such a mighty effort, I think they're worth a very generous round of respectful applause. Yeah. We're now about to go back in Shirley's life in time with some treasured family photographs that the family have put together and selected, and we'll be listening to some of Shirley's favourite music in the background as history unfolds in Shirley's life. Thank you.
One day at a time.
me believe in what I could be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Lord, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Do you remember when you walked among men? Well, Jesus, you know, if you're looking below, it's worse now than then. Pushing and shoving, crowding my mind. So for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Lord, that's all I'm asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a
My darling, come to me. Sit you down easily and rest a while near the soft firelight. Cold is the night, but warm is my heart with pride, having you by my side. You're still my guiding light after all these years. Your soft assuring ways, the rock I lean on, saw me through my darkest days when all hope had gone. You're still the only one I'll ever hold near, and I love you after all these years. Time from me passes on, and I'm growing old. A lifetime nearly gone, I cannot unfold. Nights dark and cold, but warm is your hand in mine. Feeble with ageless time, the light of love still shines, After all these years, your soft assuring ways, the rock I lean on, saw me through my darkest days, when all hope had gone. You're still the only one I'll ever hold near, and I love you after all these years. I still love you after all these years.
What a lineup of great quality. The fashions may have changed, but you people haven't changed. Well, Rob's changed a little bit, but the rest is. In the service sheet today, there's a lovely piece of poetry called Your Mother. Although you cannot hear her voice or see her smile no more, your mother walks beside you still, just as she did before. She listens to your stories and wipes away your tears. She wraps her arms around you and she understands your fears. She isn't visible to see with human eyes, but talk to her in silence and her spirit will reply. You'll feel the love that she has for you, you'll hear her in your heart. She's left her human body, but your souls will never part. We've now come to the final part of our service here in the chapel, and once again I would like to thank you on behalf of the family for coming out in what could be inclement weather, and those of you who would like to stay here in the warm confines of the building until the family return from the interment, you are more than welcome to do so, but they would love to have you join them over there as well for Shirley's final farewell. So some people come into our lives and leave having made our lives far richer. Shirley moved our souls in many ways. She awakened us to new understandings of love, patience and kindness. And some people, just by living life, make the world a beautiful and happier place in which to live. Shirley filled the lives of all of those around her with new understandings of generosity and caring. She filled our lives with peace, with love and serenity. And when Shirley said goodbye, she left footprints on our hearts, and we will never be the same again. Thank you, Shirley, for all the gifts that you have left in our hearts, but you will live on in the hearts of all those who loved you. And what a life she has lived. There's a booklet laying on the table next to me there, a story of Shirley's life. In fact, it's called This Is Your Life, and to go through that book you will be absolutely amazed at Shirley's story of the wonderful input and the great impact that she had on the lives of everybody that she came in contact with. What a wonderful lady who will be so sadly missed. And now I invite you all to stand, please, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue our journey on Shirley's final farewell.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers 'tis you must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shine. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if you come when all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying. You'll lean and say, Anna-May, there for me. And I shall hear those soft you tread above me, and o'er my grave will warmer, sweeter be. Then you will kneel and whisper that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to